and the WECT News app.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Ratcliffe.
And I'm Bob Bonner, and we begin with area beaches taking the brunt of the tropical storm Ana, and you will start to notice it.
WECT's Stacy Pinot is in Carolina Beach, where officials are getting their first look at the damage the storm caused. So Stacy, what have you learned this morning?
Well, Kim and Bob, first of all, I have learned that Freeman Park is now back open to the public. It was closed yesterday due to some impacts that Ana had on our coast, but I just got off the phone with Michael Kramer, the town manager of Carolina Beach, and he says it's back open to the public. But there are a few things you want to be cautious about as you head out. We're going to show you some of the erosion that happened along here. As you can see, this escarpment, this is probably the major one that we've seen so far. It's about 2 to 3 feet. You can see the rocks that are being exposed here due to the erosion that's happening here. So this is definitely something you want to look out for. This escarpment goes down about a mile. He said we're going to go ahead and show you some pictures. There's the worst spot, he said, about 5 feet in height. So just be cautious when you're heading out today. They're definitely looking into fixing these and the costs that go with it. So just stay with WECT on air and online. Michael Kramer did say they're having a budget meeting within the hour, and I'll be talking to him shortly after. So stay tuned for WECT later tonight for the latest developments. But for now in Carolina Beach, I'm Stacy Pinot for WECT News. Bob and Kim, back to you.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm John Evans.
And I'm Frances Weller. Tropical storm Ana is almost gone for good.
Not before leaving a mark along many of our area beaches. Now, you've been sending us pictures of the huge drop-offs and the dunes washed away in some communities. WECT's Stacy Pinot is in Carolina Beach now. Stacy, now we've seen some of the video you sent back. Those drops look maybe 2 or 3 feet. You talked to leaders. How can they say that this is minimal damage? Looks pretty major to some of us.
Well, John and Fran, according to the town leaders, they're saying because there was no property damage, no damage done to infrastructure, and all their equipment on the beach was not damaged by Tropical Storm Ana, they're calling these impacts very minimal. And like you said, from some of those videos, you can see right behind me, here's one of those escarpments that we're talking about a 3-foot drop. Now, this will extend from right here at the Carolina Beach Pier about a mile down towards Freeman Park, and that's how long these escarpments will kind of be here. But the town says they're already working to fix them, and they said they're not that concerned. These are usually typically what happens when you have a storm like Ana come through. And actually down on the north end, they said there was a dune about 12 feet high, completely washed out. But they said that's what the dunes are here for. They're here to protect the inlands from the ocean. So as far as they're concerned, the dunes are definitely doing their job in Carolina Beach. But like I said, town officials are already working to fix these escarpments that you'll see out here. They said they talked to a contractor today, and work could begin as soon as tomorrow to be able to sort of restack these rocks we have out here, as well as these drop-offs that stretch for about a mile. And the money that they're going to be using to fix this, they also said they set aside this money every year to do routine maintenance, so it's not going to take any kind of impact on their budget they have for this year.
So this is an annual maintenance type cycle for us. I don't expect that it'll be any larger this year than it was last year. So in that $10,000 to $20,000 range for our general maintenance. It just so happens that it came right after a storm in this case.
Town officials, like I said earlier, said as early as tomorrow they will begin out here sort of stacking the rocks you see behind me. They said they want to restack these, as well as some of the escarpments here. You can see some of the rocks peeking out there. So that's what they're going to be working on tomorrow, and it'll last about a week. Now, another thing you want to be mindful of when you're coming out, about 6 accesses. There's a pretty significant drop-off, maybe about 4 to 5 feet. So just be cautious when you're coming out. Town officials said they're also going to be adding a few more steps to these accesses. So within the next week of Carolina Beach, there's going to be some construction, so just be mindful when you're out and about. But for now, reporting in Carolina Beach, I'm Stacy Pinot for WECT News. Guys, back to you.